What better time than now to look at some of the best meta, most popular cards for your Fut Champions team. So we're going to be going through a load of popular cards that you boys might be considering putting into your ultimate team for this first weekend league. And we're going to be ranking them on 3 tiers. These 3 tiers are going to be must-have, champs quality, and just okay, alright? So must-have, self-explanatory, boys, right? I mean, yeah, these are the guys, man. These could be the difference, you know, having these guys in your team could be the difference in you finishing up a rank. You know, you might finish rank 6 without them, rank 5 with them, for example, right? So, yeah, these are the guys you want to have. Champs quality, they're good, you know. These are players that, you know, they are good enough to put in your weekend league team. Because it's always a common question I get on stream and stuff, boys, when I'm live, in terms of, you know, Jack, is this card going to be good enough for the first weekend league, for example? So yeah, this video will hopefully help answer that question for a lot of you boys as well, in regard to a lot of the popular cards in people's teams right now, man. And then obviously we've got the just okay category. Now, just a note on this category, none of these cards, boys, are going to be bad, you know. They are just okay. They're just not as good as, like, champs quality or must have. So yeah, you know, usually the bottom of a tier list we're calling, you know, people frauds or whatever else. Not in this video. The thing with this video is, boys, all of these cards mentioned in the video are going to be pretty much good enough to put in your Fut Champs team. You know, they're all pretty popular cards that we're ranking here. We're just doing it in a 3-tier system to see, you know, who's the ones that you really want to have and who's the ones that are just, you know, they're alright. Obviously, I want to know your boys' thoughts as well, man. So make sure you get in the comments, let your boy Fuddy know, you know, do you agree with me on some of these players? Do you disagree with me on some of these players? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading them all, as always, and replying to them all. And, yeah, with all that being said, let's jump into the video, boys. Here we go, man. Alright, boys, so we're going to do this in terms of positions as well, alright? So we're going to give you boys a few goalkeepers to start off with here, alright? Emiliano Martinez, coming in at 12,000 coins. I don't know about you boys, right? But this guy seems OP at the start of this FIFA. I don't know. There's always that one keeper. You know, there's people like Courtois, you know, Mainan, that have a good track record over the last few FIFAs. Emiliano Martinez seems to be the guy this year who, on other FIFAs, he's just been alright. But this FIFA, every time I face him, I hate it. You know, whether it's champs, qualifiers, rivals. This guy's very, very hard to score past, in my experience. So, for that reason, and not much more, and the fact he's obviously cheap and quite affordable as well, I think this is a very solid choice at goalkeeper, boys, for your first weekend league. And for that reason, this guy is going to go in the champs quality section, alright? In the middle, in that yellow section, man. Champs quality, Emiliano Martinez. We're going to be quick with these keepers, boys, because we know keepers, they're not the most interesting type of player to talk about in regard to this game, and we know they have their flaws no matter who you have in the game. It's the way they're coded in the game. Jan Oblak, yet again, quick with this one. Very solid keeper, good track record from previous FIFAs. This guy's always anytime I have him, he always, you know, he does a solid job, never really lets me down. And so yet again, boys, I'd be putting him in the champs quality section, man. And to finish up the goalkeeper section, boys, we're going to throw in Nick Pope, alright? Now, this is a bit of a cheaper op. Not that the keepers cost too much. I think Oblak can be 25,000 coins, you know, and Martinez, boys, only costing about 13,000 coins in a minute. So, yeah, not too expensive on those. However, if you're on a real tight budget and you want to be going really, really cheap, Nick Pope's your guy, I think, man. Very, very solid from previous FIFAs again. And yeah, I think this guy would do a solid job for you. First weekend league, English Premier League as well. So that's obviously good for certain links, depending on what your team is, and what players you've got in there. But, you know, Premier League's a popular league, right? So, and English isn't a bad nationality link. So yeah, for me, Nick Pope, boys, he's joining the other 2 keepers in the champs quality section. We're moving into the fullbacks, boys, alright? Diogo Dalot, alright? This guy, right? I have him in my team. A lot of you boys have seen the streams recently will know I've got this guy in my squad, man. Your boy Fuddy loves him. I do. I love him in real life as well, obviously, as a United fan, you know, and in this game, boys, I mean, I've evoed him now as well. You know, I've been able to do the evo with this card. He was great as an 82, even better as an 84 with the full evo that I've done. But this guy's it, boys. This guy is it in this game, man. I don't know what it is about the low. I mean, his card certainly looks good, you know, don't get me wrong. He's good pace there, and, you know, good all around the board as well. He can dribble, 80 dribbling, and obviously 77 passing as well. So he's a good all-round fullback, but, you know, sometimes that always, you know, when you see a card like that, it doesn't always translate into the game. Dalot's not that guy, man. He's got a 4-star, can play left back or right back, so he's got that versatility as well. Good stats across the board. I've had a lot of fun using him, boys. I'm using him as that kind of wing back, because obviously he's got the wing back plus player role. And, yeah, for me, he's champs quality. So, depending on what you're thinking, boys, for me, he's a must-have if you're on a budget, alright? If there's not many on the price range Dalot is, there's not many better. In fact, I think he's the best on the price range that there is in the game. In fact, I think he's the best around that, like, you know, under 10,000 coin range. I think Dalot's the best fullback in the game, under 10,000 coins. I really do. I've used him pretty much since the start of the game, boys. Has not put a foot wrong for me, man. Really, really enjoying his card. But yeah, I think for the overall purpose of this video, boys, champs quality. But that's my point, you know, must-have. He'd be a must-have for people that, if you're, you You know, if you don't have the option of going for like a Cancelo or, you know, a Kyle Walker or something like that, then Delow's the next best thing on that budget. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but definitely between the must-have and Champs quality for Delow. I'll put him in Champs quality for the purpose of this video. Alright, boys, to round up the right-back section then of this video, we're going to throw a 2-in-1, boys, at you, alright? So, Frimpong, for me, Champs quality. This is where I'm putting him, man. I mean, we've had no must-haves or just okays yet. I know Delow kind of was borderline just must-have, but yeah, we need to get some must-haves in there, of course. But for me, Frimpong will be Champs quality. Very good card. Obviously, dependent on links, of course, as well, because he is Bundesliga, which maybe isn't the most popular league, but then he's Dutch. So, you know, you've got that nationality linkage to him as well. So, yeah, for me, Champs quality for Frimpong. You know, I think that not much needs said. You know, he's always a very, very good attacking fullback in any FIFA. So, yeah, Frimpong, Champs quality. As for Lawrence, who's the women right back at Chelsea, it's going to be the first just okay of the video, alright? Yet again, a card that I think I can see some people using. I mean, I think she had an 86. She was a walkout last year, right? Just dropped by 1 rating. But for her card, boys, I think it's solid. Not going to cost you a lot. Another solid right back. Good going forward. Good stats. You know, if you've not loads of coins to spend on a fullback early in the game, which many of us don't, yeah, I think Lawrence is a solid option, man. Let's talk centre-backs, boys, alright? This is when things get really, really interesting in today's video, because I feel like this is going to be one of the positions that really does cause maybe a lot of debate in the comments. Let's see how things go, man. But we're going to start off with Alessandro Bastoni. Alright. Alessandro Bastoni, boys, the Italian centre-back, Serie A. What can I say about this guy? He's in my team, boys, and to say that 31,000 coins for this guy is a bargain would be an understatement. He is, without doubt, the best centre-back I've used this FIFA, and I've used quite a lot, man, because I've obviously used some in my starter team building up, then I've obviously used some in the draft. Yeah, we've had experience using a good lot of centre-backs so far, man, and Bastoni tops it for me. Yeah, okay, I haven't used, you know, the upper echelon of heroes and icons and stuff yet, but we're talking first weekend league here, boys. Obviously, thing with him is his links. You know, I did pack this card, actually. Actually, no, I didn't. I packed Barella, and then I had to buy him the link, right? But because I packed Barella, I wanted to link Barella in my team. This Bastoni, I thought, you know, all of you boys were saying, man, the community, you know, Jack, try Bastoni out. He's very, very good. Tried him out, and I haven't looked back since, man. You know, played about 50 games with him now. He's been amazing. Carried me through Div Rivals last week. Got my 15 wins. You know, I wouldn't say easily, but more manageable, boys, with Bastoni in there, man. I certainly didn't ship as many goals with him in the team. Great card. I mean, 30k really is a steal, and if you can link him in, the links is a tough thing, because Italian's not typically a very popular, you know, it's not insanely popular for people to link players to, but I've done with my team. I put Jan Sommer in goal, then I've Bastoni, DeMarco, the left back, which we're going to get onto in a second, because he's very good as well, and then Barella in midfield. So kind of the interlink kind of in my team with those 4 players, or 4 Serie A players, ensures then that likes of Bastoni is on full cam. So yeah, link is definitely the issue here, boys, the chemistry side of things. But if you can get him in, ball playing defender plus on the roll. He's obviously got stopper plus as well. He's got a plus and then a stopper plus as well. This guy's quality, man. Listen, if you boys use this card in the weekend league, drop a comment and after the weekend league and let me know how you get on with this card, because I will be shocked if you don't like him. He's class. He's class. And listen, we all have our debates on players, and some players suit some play styles better than others and stuff. You know, I love a card that you boys hate, but this is one of the ones in today's video that I'm confident if any of you boys try him, you'll enjoy the card. There's just not a lot of downsides to him. You know, he's got those stats which are great. 87 defending, 83 physical. You know, he's got solid pace. You can boost that with a chem stat. He's got the height as well. Brilliant in the air. Really good card, boys. That's my pitch on Bastoni. If you boys go and you know, pick him up for the weekend league. But for me, I mean, I've said all that. I can't now just put him into the just okay category, can I? This guy is the very, very first must-have off the video. For me, this guy's quality, boys, and I want the community trying him, man. I want you boys to enjoy this card as well, because he is absolutely top notch. Alright, boys, so 2 more centre backs to throw at you here. We've got Mickey van den Ven to start off with. This guy, yet again, I'd argue must have. I really, really would. I mean, the pace says it all, right? 88 pace on a centre back going into the first weekend league sounds like something you'd like to have, doesn't it? I can't argue with it. I feel like this guy I'm putting between the champs quality and must have section. For the purpose of this video, we'll put him in the must-have. I think it's very, very hard to look past him, boys. I mean, yet again, if obviously if he links into your team. For me, he's actually not in my team right now. I've got Akanji and Bastoni as my centre-backs, but Van den Ven is a card that I do want to try at some point. Yeah, he's quality, boys, in real life, and in this game, I don't think it's much different. Yeah, obviously very rapid card, very, very quick across the ground. Got that height, he'd be an aerial threat. And I think at a time where, you know, we're still all learning the game, I'm certainly still making a lot of mistakes defensively, boys. Having that, like, really, really, really high pace recovery speed, it's clutch. It really is, because you can make a defensive defensive mistake, you know, just past your halfway line, the attacking player could be going through and goal. You just think of that recovery pace in Van den Ven. You know, we talk about these defenders, right, centre-backs, and we say, you know, the likes of, you know, if they're mid-70s pace, and that's, by no means is that bad. Mid-70s pace is good for the stage of the year, that's all you need. But when you've got exceptional pace, like 88 pace on a centre-back like Van den Ven has, that adds another element to it, another dynamic to the card, because it means then that you can, not that you're going to try to make a mistake, of course. If you happen to make a mistake, you know, which we will do, all of us make mistakes in this game, defensively, attacking as well. You make a mistake, player goes through and goal, is running through and goal, Van den Ven's going to have a lot more chance catching up than a 75 pace player will, you know, or a 70 pace defender will. Van den Ven's got that real raw recovery speed, and it could bail you out multiple times in the weekend league. So for me, I'm putting them in the must-have, between the champs quality and must-have, man. But yeah, quality card. We're gonna throw in Road to the Knockout Otamendi, boys, alright? Our first kind of promo card of today's video. I'll put this guy in, putting him in the just okay category. And remember, yet again, just another quick reminder, boys, none of these cards are bad in today's video. As I say, it's a positive tier list. You know, there's not ones where we're saying this guy's amazing, this guy's an absolute fraud. There's no frauds in today's video. These are all gonna do a solid job for you in weekend league. I'm confident of that. If you go and use them, there's just there's tiers, levels to this game, if you like, right? So yeah, with Otamendi, I would say just okay with him. Solid card. He's a freebie, remember, as well. You grind the 4 objectives, you unlock his card, and I've come up against him a few times. He's done a solid job for my opponents, man. He's been difficult to get past. So on stats, he looks good. For me, I'd put him in the just okay category. Not as good as the likes of Van den Ven. I wouldn't put him up there with Bastoni, you know, Rudiger, Araujo, Militao, you know, you know, the usual suspects. But he's solid, boys. Solid card. Federico Di Marco, alright? The start of the left backs, boys, alright? We're going to throw a few left back choices at you now as well, alright? So Federico Di Marco, I'm using his regular at the minute in the game. Now, he did get rid of the knockout worth 120k here, as you can see. I'm going to put this guy in the champs quality section. I'm using his regular gold, and I'm going to try and get this route of the knockout one in for the weekend league. Really solid left back, boys. He actually surprised me. I mean, you look at his card. I mean, obviously the gold one, if we compare the gold one, the gold one obviously is still quite an all-round, you know, good fullback, as you can see with the stats there, man. He's nearly good at everything. So yeah, and then obviously the route of the knockout one, you know, he's obviously got the stat boost and stuff. 85 pace, 84 physical. Look at all that green though, man. We love to see that. He's 3-star, 4-star. He can play left mid if you want him to. But honestly, attacking wing back plus as well. I am really enjoying this card. He surprised me a lot. I mean, saying it though, I don't really know why he surprised me, because like you look at the card and you think, well, you know, his stats suggest that he's going to be good. Yeah, he's I think this will be a popular one, boys, for a lot of people. And for me, he's like the cheap Teo Hernandez. Okay, he might not be that, you know, as rapid as Teo Hernandez is, or as meta, if you like, as Teo Hernandez is, but this is the alternative, man. And listen, I'm going to try and get the 120k one, as I say, but if you can't afford that, there is nothing wrong with this one. This is the one that I'm using right now. He's literally 3,000 coins. He will do you a solid job during weekend league, boys. He'll do you a solid. He really will. He'd be fine. He will be fine first weekend league. There's nothing wrong with this card. I've used him in my team, in rivals this week. He doesn't get found out. He actually fades for me. Now, I do have a cam still on him, so he should fade like this, but you know, sometimes cards don't. He fades quicker than any pace. You know, and I have put the cam still off the I think it's Anchor or Shadow put on him to boost that pace up, but he feeds quicker than like he nearly should, you know, because you look at the stats and you think, well, you know, he's not slow, but he's not, you know, really fast. For me, he feeds like he can go, you know. I'm confident, put it this way, I'm confident running down the line with him, you know, get a 1-2 off a fullback and let him run, you know, and I don't mind, and I'm confident that he has the speed to get back as well, you know, because sometimes you're worried about sending your fullbacks forward when they don't have that speed to get back. With DeLo on the right for me and DeMarco on the left, I have no problems there. So for me, DeMarco, I'm putting him in the champs quality section. Road to the knockout, DeMarco. Solid card for sure. Here we go, boys. Listen, you know I had to throw this guy in, right? We're into the midfielders now. Alan St. Maximin, obviously new route to the knockout SBC. This guy, I have so much fun with him every year, man. He's such a, like, he's one of the most agile cards in the game. Obviously, he has the 5-star skills as well, which is, you know, it's nice to have. He's 4-star weak foot as well. 5-star, 4-star early in the game is nice. And everyone's at different points to whether or not they, you know, they want to use skills to, you know, a certain degree, or how much they utilize skills in game, I guess. But for me, I don't overuse them. I just use them, and I learn a few skills every year and just try and like utilize them to the best I can, kind of thing. But I know if I had this card, boys, I'd get on well with it, man. So Maximin, I've always enjoyed him throughout the last few FIFAs. I'm putting this guy into the champs quality section. Now, he is 120k SBC. Yeah, for me, he'd be worth it, man. I mean, the problem is the links. You know, maybe you can't get this guy in as a starter. Certainly as a sub. Maybe if you want to start him, obviously you're going to have to try and think, right, well, you're going to need to get that a lot of French players in, or you're going to have to try and build a Turkish league. League team. So I think we know which one's easier, boys, don't we? The French nationality. So yeah, I think he's definitely got the card for it. It's just whether or not you can link him in. But I'd nearly be tempted, boys. I mean, I think I might actually do it just to literally get him. I might not get him as a starter this weekend, but I might do the SBC, stick him on the bench, see how he is, and then kind of like try and transfer him into my team, boys, slowly but surely, with a wee, few small changes, man, minor changes. I'm trying to think of what I can do, but yeah, try and get a few more French players in next week, maybe after the rewards and stuff. But yeah, for this guy, man, I gotta throw him in at least the champs quality section. All right, boys, so going from Alan to Maximum, obviously very, very attacking based, right? We're gonna do a more defensive option here, right? We're gonna do Joe Linton, all right? Very, very cheap card. Very nice stats across the board. This guy, yet again, who to describe? I think it was DeLo, was it? Or no, DeMarco. DeMarco, I said, was a lot better than I thought he'd be. This Joe Linton's exactly the same. Now, he's another one of the cards I've used the Evo on this year so far. He surprised me, boys. Yet again, listen, Joe Linton, we know from previous FIFAs, his card is always very well-rounded. Premier League, Brazilian. The links are great. You have a lot of options. You stick this guy in your team, it opens up a lot of options for you. I knew this guy would be good. I knew he'd be a solid starter card for the Premier League team. He was a frequent option, boys. I put in like the starter team, starter card videos that I made a few weeks ago when the game just first dropped. So I knew he was going to be solid, but he surprised me, man. I mean, as I say, I have got the 84 Evo one, so obviously, that is, it's a big improvement to the card. But this guy's been phenomenal for me so far, man. I would not drop him. I cannot bring myself to drop this guy from my team at the minute. He is just dominating the midfield. I've got him and Barella, and at the minute, boys, I can't drop them. I mean, I actually did pack Rodri the other day, and Rodri, I played for a game or two and was quality for me. However, Barella and Joe Linton, the partnership in midfield, for me, it's been too good. For me, it's one of those ones, if you're on a budget, he's a must-have. If you're on a budget, if you're a weekend league team, boys, for this first weekend league, it's going to be maybe a maximum of 100k. Joe Linton is a must-have for me. If he links. Obviously, it's all within, certain parameters, right? It's only if it links, of course. But if he links, and you're on that budget, he's a must-have. If you're not on a budget, then for me, he's champs quality, definitely. He is good enough, man. Especially if you still got I don't know whether I think the Evo has expired now for Joe Linton, actually, you can put him into. But, yeah, if you've already got him and you've already done the Evo, like myself, even better. But, his 82 card, he's just a solid card, man. And the links around him are brilliant. So, yeah, Joe Linton for me in the champs quality section on this one, definitely. Now, I had to throw this guy in, boys. I packed him. Oh, I haven't even spelt it right. Hold on. There we go, boys. Second time's the charm, man. Rodrigo, I packed this guy for a viewer last week. He'd cost you about 150k, give or take. I've heard great reviews on this guy, man. Really good reviews. Being a 4-star, he can actually play central for you as well. However, boys, due to his pace and the fact that he's quite technical and agile player, I think he's much better out wide, man. So, yeah, obviously you got the wide playmaker and the inside forward player roller as well. But this card, boys, I'm putting this again. Might surprise a few people, this one, actually. He's going in the must-have. I've seen enough of him. I've seen enough of this card, boys, to think. I've seen streamers using him. I have seen literally viewers using him in some of the gameplay I've seen, when I react to clips of goals on stream. I have packed him for a viewer. I've seen the value of the card. I might have actually used him in draft. I don't know. I don't think I actually have, but I've definitely faced against him many times because he is a popular card. People are rocking this guy in their teams early on, man. And he's yet again Spanish League, Brazilian. He's got the links. For me, I'm putting him in must-have. Definitely champs quality. He's nowhere near just okay. He's definitely above that, and that's self-explanatory whenever it comes to the value as well. There's a reason he's costing 150k for an E6 card. Yeah, I'd put him in the must-have, but definitely the top two, boys. One of the top two for sure. Alright, let's move into the strikers, baby. Here we go, man. Alright, we're going to start off pretty simple. Darwin Núñez, alright? Now, this guy's in my team at the minute, alright? Every year, I said this in the video last week, every single year, this guy just terrorizes my defense. The difference is this year, your boy Fuddy went and packed him, so I can use him in my own team. And so far, he's been okay, actually. Yeah, I gave him the big build-up there, didn't I? And then, yeah. Anticlimactic, yeah. He's okay. He's okay. I would say he is just okay for today's video. I will put him into that section in the just okay category. He's definitely, we're going to talk about a few strikers here, boys, and this one's probably, as I say, yet again, in this video, none of them are bad cards, in my opinion. It's just a case of who's better than who, and who you boys should be picking up, my advice to who you boys should be picking up during the weekend league, right? Núñez is good. He will do a job for you. However, there's better out there. I'd put him in the just okay category. What I've found with him so far, his finishing's very inconsistent. consistent. He does have the poacher and advanced forward playstyle, which are, sorry, the role, which are good roles to have for forward players. I don't know what it is about Núñez. I think he just seems very, very clunky on the ball. Despite obviously being quick, he seems very, very clunky. With the 74 agility, man, I think you can see that down there, boys. The 74 agility, you do feel that with this card. You know, no way some of these stats, sometimes you think he doesn't feel like that. You know, he feels better or worse than that. Núñez really does feel like the 74 agility, put it that way. And obviously being 3-star as well. And obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I do like my skills in the game. Potentially, maybe that's why I'm not liking him the most. He's not been bad for me, though. He has bagged in his fair share of goals. Certainly not been awful, but I will be looking to improve him probably for next weekend league, or maybe even for this weekend league. But if you boys are on a budget, you know, and you're looking at a player to buy, Núñez for what, 4k? He'll do a job for you, man. And yeah, as I say, Premier League, it's not a bad option. It isn't a bad option, and that's why, as I say, I'd be putting him, boys, in the just okay category. Right, boys, so if I type G, you probably know who I'm going to say, don't you? It's got to be the one and only, man, Goalkeepers, all right? Now, yeah, this is a guy that has terrorized my defense this year. The first two here are quite, like, budget strikers, right? Núñez, 4,000, 2,500 for Goalkeepers. We're going to do, you know, we're going to delve deeper into this video in a few minutes and talk about maybe more expensive options for striker, and, you know, rank them compared to these. But Goalkeepers, definitely in the champs quality section, boys. He is unique as well in the sense that, yes, he's got the pace, but he's also got that height. He's got the physicality with him as well. 5-star weak foot is class. You know, early on in FIFA, as I've said in previous videos, to give you that option of an unpredictability, if you want, of, you know, being able to shoot off both feet, especially in central areas, like a central striker. Very, very good. So for that reason, Goalkeepers, he's got the advanced forward plus as well, which is one of the, you know, ones that you look out for on these new forward players this year with the roles. So for me, boys, Goalkeepers into the Fut Champs quality section, definitely. The new player of the month, Marcus Thuram, is definitely a card that has piqued a lot of people's interest, boys. And yet again, I'm going to say this quickly, another striker that's going in. He's following the path there of Goalkeepers, boys, into the champs quality section, man. Yeah, I've used this guy's in my main team, completed the SBC. I wasn't sure of him at first, because I thought, is he a little bit tanky, a little bit slow? But the card's definitely grown on me, man. And I think I think it was a case of me, boys, learning how to adapt and use the card. But I'm using him and Núñez up front at the minute. They've been both solid for me, especially Thuram. Really, really enjoying his card so far. Cheap SBC to complete, man, as you can see. 25,000 coins to one squatter, 84 rated with an inform. I don't actually know when he expires, though. That is one thing that I do need to check. But hopefully he's not expired, boys, by the time you know, this video actually goes up. So, because that would be quite unfortunate, wouldn't it? But anyways, yeah, on the purpose that you boys can still unlock this card, and he's still in the game, hopefully he is, he's going into the champs quality. Definitely, champs quality section, the middle section. Obviously, skill move's a little bit of a letdown 3-star, but, you know, I find a way to get around that in the game, and with this specific card, yet again, advanced forward plus. And yeah, boys, for me, very, very viable option for this weekend league, first weekend league, and a very, very affordable SBC for, I would say, most of us right now, most of you boys watching this video. So yeah, don't sleep on Thuram is what I'll be saying. He's a solid one for sure, and French, so it doesn't limit you to going down the Serie A link. He works for my team because I've got a lot of Serie A players in there, you know, the likes of Bastoni, Barella, etc. that I mentioned earlier, but he's French, so, you know, a lot of you boys, I'm sure, have got a lot of French links in your squad already. Definitely consider Thuram. Good option, boys. Antoine Griezmann, 111,000 coins. You already know one thing I'm going to say about this guy, boys. He's got the finesse. He's got the finesse, man. 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, false 9++. He's got advanced forward plus. Haven't used Griezmann this year, although I have seen from a lot of streamers I watch, content creators on YouTube, other content creators on YouTube and stuff as well. This guy, with his finesse shots, sometimes, is like a cheat code, man. Heung-min Son's another card that always reminds me, like, see those finesse shots off him. Absolutely just going on rampages, man, with finesse shots. Finesse shot here, finesse shot there, and with the likes of Heung-min Son in previous FIFAs, it's worked. Griezmann on that left foot, I mean, yeah, it's lights out for your opponent, man, if he gets it on that left foot with decent space, decent power on it. Keeper, you know, forget about it. You know what I mean? You're getting nowhere near it, mate. So, for me, Griezmann, on this video, I would definitely put him upper echelon. He'd be another one of those ones, boys, where I'd be thinking, he's definitely champs quality. Would I put him in the must-have? For those finesse shots, it's hard not to say must-have. I'm going to put him champs quality, right? Just to be level-headed. For me, he ain't far off must-have. Finesse shots as well. I mean, I know myself, I don't utilize enough finesse shots, boys. I need to learn, well, I know how to do them. I need to learn, not how to do them, but how to do them more in more, like, beneficial situations, if that makes sense. Like, whenever my opponents give me space, instead of trying to, like, you know, solve world peace, Jack, and try and play like old-school Arsenal where you're passing the ball into the net, pretty much. Just take a shot, man, you know? Take a shot. So, yeah, Griezmann, champs quality, pushing on must-have, boys. And the final card of today's video, and listen boys, as I say, there's been many that I'll have missed. This video was all about popular cards that I think people are maybe potentially going to use this weekend league. You know, popular choices, common choices amongst the community of player cards that people are going to typically use this weekend league for the first week of champs. So, you know, we're going to be covering a lot in this video, but also missing a load, because we're not going to, you know, we could name another 50 players, boys, that could potentially be used, you know. So that will wrap up today's video, boys. I hope you've all enjoyed it, man. As I say, purpose of today's video, to help you boys out. You know, weekend league is fast approaching. Let me know in the comments, by the way, have you boys been able to qualify for FUT Champs this year? Because at the time of recording this, your boy hasn't qualified yet. I've failed twice to qualify already. So, yeah, wish me luck for the third time, boys. Third time lucky, right? But, yeah, let me know in the comments if you qualified, what cards you're planning on using this weekend league. We've covered a lot of potential options that I'm sure a lot of you boys are considering for this weekend league for your teams. And yeah, hopefully we've covered the tiers well for you. And if you agree with some of my choices, let me know. Let me know also which ones you disagree with. These type of videos, boys, are all about opinion, man. That's why I love these type of tier lists as well, because what I say in regard to Thuram, putting him in the, you know, Champs quality section, you boys might put him in the just okay or below that, you know, if you've used the card for a consistent period of time, you know. So let me know which ones you agree with, which ones you disagree with. I'll be sure to be reading the comments, hearting them all, you know, replying to them all as usual. And if you could drop a quick thumbs up, boys, that would really be much appreciated. Gets the Footy King channel out to more and more new people around YouTube, helps the channel grow. And if you're watching this, you know, you've got this video randomly suggested to you, you've got a bit out of the video, maybe it's consolidated your thought process, boys. You were thinking of maybe going and getting this card, and then now that I've put him in the, you know, one of the sections, maybe that's been the thing that's got you over the line. Thought, you know what, yes, I'm gonna put this guy on my team this week. So if the video's helped in any way, boys, with your thought process for this weekend league regarding which players to choose, please do hit that subscribe as well, man. Get involved with the channel. We're on that road to 7,000. We did hit 6.8k last week. Big up to the community for that one. And yeah, thanks for watching, boys. I'll see you all in the next one, man.